the imperial measurements, like barley corns and crap like that, Fallen Wizard. If you're asking about that, I did watch it after the stream, and that was some stupid, stupid stuff. Good tidings, my lord. I am a Zero, famed merchant, purveyor of many valuable and, dare I say, rare objects. And I would like to remain. I have an urgent matter to discuss with you, something you want resolved as quickly as I am certain. You call your allies together and motion for the... Oh, this is where I'm like, let's talk while I'm posing on my throne. Dude, I know our system is stupid. Like, as a wee young lad with an Irish accent in America, except without the Irish accent. You know, like when growing up here, you know, you learn miles and feet and quarts and pints and tablespoons and teaspoons and like all that stuff. And you think that's normal, right? Like when your parents drag you to church, you just stuff your head with whatever they want. You buy it, and someone's gonna get offended by that. But then, like as you got older, and you hear about other countries, and they're just like, oh yeah, millimeters to centimeters to meters to in decameters or kilometers. It's like our system is so stupid. Why don't we have that? And then, we have time change, and then, like, Celsius and Fahrenheit and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh my gosh. But it's just... It's too late. Like, I remember, I was like, why didn't they change it? And I think in 1900-something, there was, like, a law passed I read about where they made it for each state they could switch to meters if they chose to, and no one did. It's like, they'd have to redo all the road signs that, for, like, distance to next exit and stuff like that. It would cost a lot of money, so they never do it. Kids came from so upset about herds, it was math imperial system. Yeah. It's these bandits, my lord. The roads are absolutely crawling with them, and they have the local merchants in a fright. I'm having trouble filling out my stock. My suppliers say the risk is too great. Nobody wants to hear that the finery sent out for delivery have been stolen by unwashed brigands. They want their finery stolen by clean brigands. Please clean these brigands. If I have no goods to sell, I cannot make a living, nor can I offer you the many special items normally at my disposal. Alright, I will have one of my allies assist you. Marvelous, I'd welcome such assistance. Palagina can guard your caravans and she'll keep you safe. Another illustrious entry in my growing memoirs on watching over Velian merchants. Thank you both. I'll tell the others at once. Such a fine guard should ease everyone's fears. I like the part where I had the option of not doing that myself. Okay. Let's see if there's any more treasure. Yep, there's a bunch of goodies in there. Okay.
Well met, friend.
Would you want your penis judged in meters? What? That's like saying what I want it judged in yards, because a meter is close to a yard. And either way, no, I'm not a tripod, Mystics. Jesus Christ. I'm 6 feet tall, that means my legs are nearly 3 feet long, and no, it doesn't reach my toes. And I am fine with that. Not that it's any of your business. Alright. I have not found... Hold on, can I just like shift... Okay, I can shift click. Oh no, damn it. Okay. Dang it. So can I just hit the enter key? Yes, I can just hit the enter key. Alright, sell these traps. Alright, trade. Strand collar. Okay. I came here for a meter. This is bullshit. Alright. Let's see how bad our inventory's gotten from doing White March Part 1. It looks like we've got 5 pages of weapons. See if I can clear this up without it being too laggy. Are they about to change it recently, like the 70s or 80s ended up failing at the end, and that's just hearsay for me? Yeah, like I said, I read about there was some law passed in the 1900s where they gave each state the option of switching to the metric system, but it wasn't mandatory, so nobody did it. Yeah, this is the one... So, okay, in the whole time we've played Pillars of Eternity, this is the only consistent bug I've seen, and I've seen 2 other, like, very small bugs. One was just a second ago with that quest that wouldn't update. Minor thing, really. A minor inconvenience. Okay, saw the crossbows. You could decide not to loot it all. What? That's madness, Fallen Wizard. Why would I not loot? In a world with infinite strength, why would I not loot? That is heresy. We've got to clean this world one loot at a time. Everything must be liquidated into my coppers. Alright. Fine. Hatchet. 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 Extra large shields. We got here exceptional medium. Don't need that. Don't need that. Trade that stuff. Alright, let's get rid of all these cruddy shields. I think they put too many grimoires in the game when you might not even have a wizard. Well, it's just every time you kill an NPC wizard, you get their grimoire. I actually love a game where, like, you kill an enemy and you actually see on their corpse the items you saw them wearing. I love that! Like, I specifically remember, I was, like, in my early teens, and someone introduced me to EverQuest 1. And this is after I had been playing Diablo 2, and maybe. I don't even know if Diablo 2 is out yet. So I had played the first Diablo, at least, and I was playing Half-Life. I remember I was playing Half-Life 1, and this guy introduces me to EverQuest, and I'm trying it out, and I'm playing, like, the demo, and I killed a bee. It was a giant bee in the newbie zone, and it dropped bee wings. And every time I killed an orc, and that orc was swinging a sword at me, he would drop the sword. And it blew my mind. I'm like, this is so obvious, yet I've never played a game that has this, and... I like, ever since then, if I play a game where I killed something and that something doesn't drop the loot, it looks like it's wielding and swinging at me, I'm like, well, that's stupid. Oh, this has just gotten much faster. It looks like when we went to 4 pages to 3, it was like lag be gone. Let's see. All right, sell all that stuff. Maybe save the blunderbuss. I might actually use that. Exceptional... Are any of the... Okay, we got 2 Singe grimoires. One of our viewers told me any grimoires with the same name will have the same spells inside. You don't even have to check. So, I've been taking that to heart. Let's see. Oh, my god. Doom had those mechanics? What? Doom had those mechanics? I don't remember ever getting loot from a creature in Doom other than, like, health packs or something. You kill a demon and get shotgun shells in Doom, Hobbit, you troll. Let's see, fine sword. Hearing EverQuest triggers you? Okay, hold on. Having someone say hearing EverQuest triggers me, my very first thought is they had a significant other that got addicted to EverQuest and they had to leave them. What expansion did you start? When I was introduced to EverQuest, Ruins of Kunark, the first expansion had just come out, so I bought the box that had Ruins of Kunark included on it. So, I mean, it was the first X-Pack. Yeah, and after that, it was just like, boop, there goes the next 10 years of my life. My dad was not happy. Because it was a friend of my dad's that was staying at our house for a work thing. And he was really, so, you know, like, this guy's my dad's age, and he was really into EverQuest. So, like, all his free time, when he wasn't there doing the computer job, he was playing EverQuest in, like, our living room. And he showed it to me, and my dad hates that guy for it, because it was like, well, there goes the next 10 years of Michael's life. All right. We gained, like, 12,000 gold from selling this stuff. That is awesome. We did not get much. This is all the armors that we've looted from White March. That's a shock. We got a lot of exceptional gear, though. We didn't have, like, any before. And we got here. Nothing too crazy. Okay. Alright. Do we have 2 camping supplies? Yes, we do. Alright, let's... Wait, what is this? Oh, we can do the attack. Okay, yeah, come at me, bros. Alright, manual resolve. So I'm going to be here when these mercenaries attack, and I'm going to murder them, I hope. That's exact same time for me, too. Camping for my cleric epic. That was the worst ever. Oh! I finished the shaman epic weapon. I made the regrettable mistake later on of doing a server swap. In EverQuest 1, when you did a server transfer, you lost all your equipment. You kept your talents and your level, but you lost all your equipment. So you'd have to like redo the epic quest, and I never got it done a second time. Or you had to redo the final stage of your epic quest and get it back again. I don't have to hit anything. I don't have to click any buttons. This is very easy. Guys, we just came back from fighting demons and giant robots. Y'all are mere men. Mere men! Is EQ's still worth playing? I can't speak for it still, but it's got like 30 expansions now, Hobbit. And I'm probably only slightly exaggerating. What server did I play on? The main one I played on was Fenin Row. However, when I did the transfer very late in my EverQuest experience, I don't remember what server I went to. But I was a max level troll shaman on my main character. Yeah, there's been a few times I was feeling nostalgic, because now EverQuest and all expansions except for the most recent one, which is still like 20 expansions, are free to play on Steam. And I've gone back a few times, I felt nostalgic, and played like the newbie zone, and it plays like a game that came out 20 years ago. So if you're not into that, you probably won't enjoy it, Hobbit. South Curtain Wall. Alright. Let's rest. Let's get Might. And this should make White March Part 2 start. As you sleep, you're buoyed and buffeted by the vagaries of dreams. They tumble and thrash about you and fill your mind's eye with pale glittering motes. They resolve into a light snowfall and a biting northerly wind. You recognize the mountains of the White March rising around you, and you shiver. You see Stalwart a few miles away, quiet and still, but for a few curling smokes of streams of smoke rising from the chimneys. Durgan's battery is perched above it, its shadow stretching into the valley. Above it all, you hear a deep, slow rhythm. At first, it sounds like a distant drumming, but then it grows louder, cracking through the dry air and booming from the mountain peaks. It builds until you feel it reverberating beneath your feet. Watch and listen. Each thud comes louder and faster than the next. Thunder echoes from the mountaintops as great sheets of ice and snow tumble down the slopes. The rhythm keeps building, shattering frozen lakes like crystal saucers. New ravines split through the mountains as old chasms fill with snow and scree. What is scree? Rockslide buries Stalwart, and Durgan Battery is shaken into rubble. Oh, well, everyone's dead. Shadows rise over the mountains, the vanguard of a massive army. You flee. You tumble from the foothills and bound across the Direwood, feeling the rumble of the advancing army all the while. Barricade in Caed Nua? Caed Nua rises from the forest, its walls, though only half mended, promising safety. You barricade yourself within the great hall as the pounding grows closer still. It rattles the foundations of the great keep, and just as the masonry begins shaking loose, you hear an unholy battle cry coming from your courtyard. The ceiling collapses and sends a cascade of bricks and beams onto your head. Well, shit. You struggle to wake... Oh, that's a lot of eyeballs. You struggle to wakefulness, kicking at the bedding knotted around your legs. As you shake free of the last bonds of sleep, you hear a voice whisper something in a language you've never heard, and you see an image of 100 shifting, staring eyes. Cthulhu, is that you? You awaken feverishly warm and covered in sweat. Okay. So, White March, Part 2. Seek information about the army and Stalwart. So, maybe... Okay, so that's not happening right now. That was just like... Telling of the future. Alright. I love staring at a wall for the full heal chains. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I never got to where I was raiding in the plains in a serious matter, Mystics. Like, I pugged along with a couple, but my job wasn't crucial. You know, mine was just do as much damage as possible, so I wasn't part of anything too technical. Subnautica is super scary. Some parts of it. Okay. Have at least 20 resolve. Someone told me that the cleric had a buff that gave resolve. Hold on.
Farewell.
Okay.
What?
Let's see. Where is it? Bonus to... No, that doesn't work. Because if I can buff her resolve over 20 just for a second, then I can put the cleric back on the shelf. And get... the hat will level up. Used in days. No, 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 no. I wonder if he's high enough to have the buff that chat was talking about yesterday. Let's see. Shock damage. Endurance is low. I am not seeing a plus resolve spell. Speed. Immunity. Huh. Concentration, will, endurance, accuracy, fortitude, reflex, will, deflection. But we're looking for resolve. Deflection, duration, heal, res, immunity to paralyze and petrify, might perception data. Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't have the level spell they're talking about. Maybe it's a higher level than tier 5. So.
You walk your path, I'll walk mine.
Alright, so what I'm thinking. I was told if I level too much in the primary storyline, I can't do the expansion content. So what I'm going to do is do some of Cade Nua, and the endless paths of Cade Nua are kind of separate from the main quest line. I'm going to do some of this before I go do White March Part 2, because that's all I've been doing recently. So far, there's this massive statue underneath our place, and we've uncovered this much of it. This is the hand of it right here, these big fingers, if you weren't here for when we discovered that. Alright, let's go back down to level 5. Let's see what we can do. We're probably going to kick this place's ass for a couple levels, because we just did all of White March Part 1 since the last time we've been in here. So the next couple levels are probably just going to get out of the way and just flick them over. I have a big fear of the ocean. Well, yeah, if you're afraid of deep water, playing a game on a water planet is probably going to rustle your jimmies. And Mystics, although I never stared at a wall for heal chains, I do remember staring at Spellbook to meditate for mana. I'm sure you remember, if you wanted to regenerate your mana, you had to sit on the ground and open your spellbook, which covered your whole screen, and that was the only way you regen mana, and it was slow. So you were actually like just looking at a list of your spells while watching your mana bar go back up slowly, and you could not, you couldn't even see when enemies might be aggroing on you or anything until you got hit. Yeah, I think, I guess it was after level 30. I don't remember, but she says 35. I think it's she. After level 35, you could just sit down. You didn't have to stare at the book.
Keen ears.
We must be getting close. I can feel it in my bones. Also, the architecture changed. Dargul, skeletal fighter. Okay. Yeah. This is no big thing. Yep. As a shaman, I was always like trading so for clarity. And just to keep everyone else in the conversation, so was Spirit of the Wolf. It was a run speed buff. Shamans and druids and rangers could cast it. And then Clarity was a mana regen buff for like an hour that only enchanters could cast. And it was a godsend. I love the Enchanter class. More games need to have that. I could summon the ogres. I really don't need to, though.
I feel sharp as steel.
The Enchanter class was just like the king of buffs and debuffs. They could debuff an enemy, mind control in some cases. They could target an ally and improve their mana regen or their attack speed, so everybody loved having a Chanter in their party. Less time resting. Multiple Chanters was never really a huge deal. If a target could be stunned and a Chanter could stun them for days.
This isn't working, alive.
So I'm terrible with directions, and I got lost all the time in that game, and people would message me trying to pay for a raise. I get lost on the way because they accuse me of buying my account because I'm stupid. Oh man, so that's worth a small story. So in EverQuest, if you died, guys, you actually lost experience. And your gear stayed on your body. So one, you had to get back to your body while naked, and you had to you had to then loot your own body to get your equipment back. And then once you had your equipment, if you left something on your body, the body wouldn't despawn. And you could hire a cleric to cast res on your body, which would restore XP that you lost, but only a percentage of it. And that it was based on the level of the clerics. Like a low-level cleric would only give you back like 10% of your XP. A max-level cleric could give you 100% back, but they could only do that uber res like one time per day. So they saved it for their friends in their guild. So you'd have people like walking around dragging their own almost naked bodies, like, you know, looking for a cleric. Does anyone remember Trials of Atlantis and Dark Age of Camelot? I remember the Dark Age of Camelot existed. I never played it, though.
So much for you.
I was thoroughly addicted to EQ, so I didn't really try anything else. How would you be that game to get ready for?
Quick. Need you.
Alright, let's disarm whatever this trap is. Found some weird stuff and an eyeball. Space where the alchemist carved with simple hieroglyphs. Alright. Or hieroglyphs. A wealthy noble has arrived in the stronghold. You have 8 days to deal with this. Okay.
Silence surrounds me.
Yeah, I remember in EverQuest, on the PvP servers, it was like if you got killed by someone, they got to loot one item from you. It was so hardcore. So people would focus on wearing gear that was soulbound, because soulbound items could not be looted off of you. And so they would wear like worse gear as long as it was soulbound. And one of the really crazy things is if you got disarmed by someone, your weapon would go into your bag. However, if your bags were full, your weapon fell on the ground, and the first person to click it picked it up. So, you know, people might like disarm you and then make a dive for your sword and run away with it. It was like, oh my god! Like, I had like a character, a low-level alt on those type of servers just for fun when I got in the mood, but I rarely played it. It was like, it was a little too hardcore for me of that time. Tell me, do you feel any different? A little ill, perhaps? No, why do you ask? I've heard it is said that the Nguethians set curses upon their bones for thieves to find. It seems the tales are false. I'm glad for it, of course. You tell me this after I pick up the bones, Kana? You suck. Yeah, one strong memory I have of that game is EverQuest 2 and World of Warcraft before they came out, they were each other's biggest competitors, like in marketing and stuff. And they both ended up announcing the exact same release date. So it was like you were either on the EQ2 train or you were on the WoW train. And because I had played EQ1, I was like, well, I'm going to try EQ2. And I got EQ2. I was like the second of the people that were my class to hit max level on the server. And then that's it. There was no more content in the game. There was nothing to do at max level. So I got bored. So after like a month of playing EQ2, I went over to WoW. And then I played that for like the next 10 years. Hello, is anyone there? Oh gods, I can't see. Who are you? I cannot hear myself. How am I to tell him anything? Please, there's nothing here. Please, will I never be out of this place? You hear a gulping sob. Turn back, come no further. The gods cannot reach us. That sounds like a terrible existence.
Up the peak.
Two large heavy doors bar passage forward. In the archway above the doors are 3 small round depressions encircled by faded symbols. Each appears to have once contained an object, but all 3 are currently empty. An eye, a sword, and a hammer. Examine the left. An eye, examine... Wait, place the bloodstone seal? Into the left socket? Bloodstone overseer seal? Okay. Examine the middle. Contains a sword. Place the peridot. Peridot overseal seer. Examine the right. Okay, so I gotta find another seal and then figure out the order to open this thing. Mukluk Twitch, have you been on hiatus? No, I have not missed a... I've streamed every single day since I think May 26th. I have literally not missed a day since then. I am very proud of that.
Quick.
See you. So much for you.
Well, too late, Russo. I hope they don't disappear. I was thinking it would be easier just to leave them there.
Let's go! Let's go!
Alright, so I just got the ability to summon the ogres, but yeah, it's over.
Keeping an eye out.
Let's see. Sarcophagus has been pillaged, it contains contents removed. The skeleton within has been all but destroyed, skull cracked in several places. Alright, I'm guessing the third seal's down this way?
Isn't this something?
Trap detected. Sapphire Overseer Seal. On the back is an eye, so the sapphire is the eye. Okay, so I guess I just need to inspect them all. Oh, what was that? Shoot. That was some kind of magic armor. Right here. Herbal's Protective Skin. That's not amazing. Alright. Alright, let's run back. I guess I've been on hiatus then. Yeah, I've been here. I mean, since May, we've beaten and gone through a few different RPGs, Steezy, but I've been here. Alright, remove the bloodstone, remove the peridot. Alright, let me inspect these. So we know the sapphire is the eye. Okay. Alright, and let's look at the other two. Where do these go? There we go. The bloodstone is sword. Peridot is hammer. Let's see. Middle is sword. That's bloodstone. And the right is peridot. Try to open the door. You brace yourself to heave the doors open, only to find they open readily under your hands. With a great groan and a gust of wind, the path forward is revealed. What idiot invents a door that you have to get on a stepladder to reach the doorknob above the door? What is this? Rod. I got some quest XP for that. Garnet. Court of Spirits added. This quest expires in 1 day. Alright. Let's send the killer robot on that. The Devil of Karak is on this mission.